a little bit about some success stories here in Las Vegas.
Yes.
And so, Linda, what do you got?
Well, Diversity Networking Group, when we started the group, we based it on minority businesses and women owned businesses, and it was a support for, an area where, people needed more education and support and encouragement and things like that.
Sure.
So close to my heart are any success stories, for our minority peoples in the Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw an article in the Vegas Inc. about the influencers. It's 10 Hispanic power brokers who make Las Vegas better.
Wow. And it's funny because the Hispanic population in Las Vegas has grown.
Yes.
They're like 25% of the entire population now.
It more than doubled since 1990, and it's 26.6%.
Oh, 26. Oh,
and now we have more than 750,000 Latinos live in Nevada.
Yeah, and they're a force to be reckoned with because
Yes.
you know what, they bring such vibrancy and such new opportunities for people.
Yes.
And it's funny because there used to be like this stereotype that, hey, you know what, that certain groups were doing certain things, but I'll tell you, the Hispanic population has come in, and with them they've brought in great businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
And they range from, they have the landscaper,
Mm-hmm.
gardener kind of stereotype, but no, these are CEOs of
yeah.
major companies. They're in politics,
Mm-hmm.
gaming commissioners, so,
Sure.
that's, we don't want to portray them.
No.
They actually have 18,000 businesses in the state, and they generate $3.2 billion in sales and receipts. So they're adding so much revenue to this, and doing so many good things.
Oh, yeah.
There are a couple people that I was reading about,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them was Javier Barajas. He's
Mhm.
53,
I've heard of him
and
before.
he came to Las Vegas from Michoacan, Mexico, when he was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to live in a seminary, and the nuns taught him how to cook. And so he realized that I'm not really cut out for ministry. I don't really feel that's my heart. But he loves to cook.
Yeah.
So he
that Michoacan in cooking sounds very familiar.
very
to me.
familiar. So
Yeah.
you know where I'm going.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then in January of 1990, he opened his first restaurant as he worked his way up, working for someone else in Las Vegas. He said, I want to start my own restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first one was on East Desert Inn. It started with 6 little tables.
Mm-hmm.
And now he has 3 restaurants with over 300 employees.
Mhm.
And it's Lindo, Michoacan.
That's where it was, Lindo.
Of my favorites.
It is the best. It
Yes.
really is. Yeah. I had some relatives come from Jamaica a few years ago. Remember that?
Yes.
Uncle and aunt. And we took them to Lindo, Michoacan.
No,
we
it
took
was-
them to ¿Qué pasa?
Yeah, they're closed now.
Yeah. But they shouldn't be because that was a great place.
Yes.
But we took them to ¿Qué pasa? We had some guacamole, and they loved it.
They've never had it before.
Never had it
'Cause They
before.
don't serve guacamole in Jamaica.
No, they should.
Well, they might, but they hadn't had any.
Yeah, but I told them because and I said, well, you know what? Because they kind of snubbed their nose at some of the other food.
Yeah,
And I said, wait a minute. What do you think you're going to eat when you go to heaven?
that's right.
That's it. You're going to eat Mexican food.
Yes.
That's right. You're going to have guacamole.
Yes.
You're going to have all kinds of stuff.
All the good stuff.
Pizzas. You're going to have all kinds.
Anyway,
Yes.
he's had celebrities come in.
Mhm.
Kenny Gwynn likes to go there.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton has eaten there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had a nice, high traffic of people come in there. So with 3 restaurants, he's doing really, really
He's
well.
doing awesome.
And also, everything that he decors the area with is from his hometown and handmade. So he brings things in from
Mhm.
home, and he
Yeah.
puts into the economy back home. So I really like that.
That's an awesome store. It
Really,
really is.
really cool.
For those of you who are watching us on Ustream, and for those of you listening to us and you'd like to see us, we're actually broadcasting this simultaneously on Ustream. You can go to ustream.tv and just Google or in the search bar, put in "This Week on DNG Radio," and you can actually see Linda and I here in studio right now. And for those of you who'd like to call into the studio, the call-in number is 702-382-0103. And once again, this is This Week on DNG Radio. Linda, what else you got?
There's another gentleman that's very interesting. His name is Dr. Tony Alamo. He's 48 years old,
Mhm.
and he's a doctor and also a gaming commissioner. So he spreads himself out,
Wow.
and just super smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he did his gaming commission. He has been co-authored a paper in the Journal of Neurotrauma about brain injury to unarmed combatants.
This guy sounds like a smart guy.
He served as a chief of staff for Sunrise and Hospital and St. Rose Hospitals. And he's also been a tactical physician for the SWAT Bureau of Metro.
Really?
For 14 years.
And he did it all, and he's blind and with one leg, right?
No,
No?
he's not blind.
Really? But it sounds like, I mean, just a well-accomplished guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He served on the Nevada State Athletic Commission for 6 years also. So he's done a lot of things for the city, and a doctor caring for people, and did lots of programs, and also has a medical clinic in Henderson called the Alamo Medical Clinic.
Wow. You know, these are great stories about people who've done some amazing things. You know, one of these days we're going to have to do a story about people who, and you know, mix in more of their struggles and everything else. You know, right now I'm working on running the marathon.
Yes.
And so I'm challenging people in our networking group. And many of you, as you've been kind of following the radio show, know that we have a networking group. And we've got some people who've just really been struggling and trying to make it to the next level. And that's what all these stories are really about. It's about struggling and making it to the next level, because a lot of these people, you know, the guy from Michoacan, Lindo, Michoacan, he started out with just, you know, a dream, right? And probably just a, you know, a couple of utensils.
Right.
And he said, you know what, I can do this.
Right. It's having the vision and the focus to accomplish it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And not giving up.
And not giving up. That's it. You know, we sponsor an event once a month, and it's called the Third Thursday event. And this month we're going to be out at the City Athletic Club.
Yes.
It should be awesome. It's on June 21st. It's going to be a joint thing with the Asian Chamber of Commerce and Face Up. That's Yolanda Arteaga. And we're going to have about 20, 30 vendors, about 500 people. We're going to have food trucks and a band and all that other stuff. It should just, be awesome. But once again, it's just a way for business owners to get out there, tell everybody how great they are, and have a great time and network, build some of these relationships. Because nobody ever does this all on their own. Right?
That's right.
So we're looking really forward to that. We'll be posting some of that information on our Facebook site and, of course, on our diversity networking site. That's at www.diversitynetworkinggroup.com. In our next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about some networking events, what's going on in the Valley, because there's a lot of things. I'll tell you about the event I went to last night. Very interesting. Met some great people. For those of you who you're just tuning in right now, this is This Week on DNG Radio. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, and with me is Linda Ray. We're a weekly call-in show. So we're going to be back in our next segment. We're going to talk a little bit about networking events and some of the things that you can be a part of. If you'd like to call into the show, we're at area code 702-382-0103. We're broadcasting out of the studios of the City FM. We'll see you in the next segment.
Do you have your events laid out? I have this one.
No, there is.
Is it amazing?
Where is that envelope?
Envelope?
The envelope
envelope?
use. There's actually a bunch of them.
That's empty, sweet. I don't know. Maybe Peggy.
Peggy.
Hello, I'm Peggy. I help you. Place carefully an envelope and send to Peggy. Reflex. 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
I don't know, honey.
Okay, look at the back of yours.
Okay, the back?
Yeah, and there's some events in the back now.
Okay. I saw this thing called, it's the data, bankruptcies, building permits.
Oh, you know what the building permit, we didn't talk about are some more of the building permits.
Yeah,
So maybe we'll talk a
then
little
there's
bit
the
about that.
list of architects in the back. That has nothing to do with anything right now.
We're going to talk about some events. So
Okay. All right. Let's see, we have Dash in the Summer. Who else has got something going on? I'm just completely drawing a blank. We can always talk about our Monday and Yolanda. What is she doing? She got something else going on too? She always has something. She's awesome. That's my girl right there.
whole list. There's a bunch of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the economy a little bit too.
Okay.
A little bit of banter. It's got that chocolate blues thing coming on too.
Okay. So you got that one. You want to write it down, or you got it?
It's on my phone.
Chocolate blues. That isn't that coming up?
Amanda Hall. That's coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, on the 8th, right? What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's the 7th.
7th? Okay. Excuse me. Tomorrow's Friday? Thursday. I'm lost. Oh my goodness. And that's at 6 o'clock?
Yes, it's at 6 o'clock.
Okay, and where's it going to be?
Oh, no, it's at 2 o'clock.
2?
Starting at 2 o'clock.
Starting at 2 at the, okay.
It's at the Santa Fe station.
Okay.
A lot of people going to that already.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the chocolate blues is a.
And then also, starting to
Okay, we're all set.
Mm-hmm.
Final segment. You got all your contact info, and here we go.
Hey, and welcome everybody. Welcome back to our third segment of This Week on DNG Radio. We're the weekly talk show, the call-in show produced by the Diversity Networking Group. The Diversity Networking Group is located in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have 2 meetings a week, one on Thursday and one on Monday. Both of them are morning groups. And so we're a business networking organization, and we're producing our own radio show. So it's pretty cool. I'm your host, Sherman Ray, and with me in studio here is the lovely Linda Ray. And so, and then this third segment, we're going to be talking a little bit about networking events that are going to be going on, and we've got quite a few networking events that are actually going on. But first and foremost, we want to talk about our own, because we don't talk about our own networking events enough, and we really probably should, because that's because since this is our show,
Sure.
We should probably talk a little bit more about it. Actually, behind us, for many of you are probably looking and you're saying, "What the heck is that thing behind us?" Actually, our first event. This is actually commemorating our first event that we ever had, and that was a mixer we had at the Santa Fe Station Hotel, and that was back in 2010. And so we called it the Mixpo, the Mixer Expo, and so that's one of the signs that you see back there. And so we thought we'd bring it in the studio with us and kind of take a look at it. So it's still holding up pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It was a fun event.
Yeah, it was fun. So we had quite a few people there. And now we're actually, now a couple of years later, we're having another major event. Now we have them once a month.
Yes.
Called the Third Thursday events.
Yes, it can go from a small mixer where we're just meeting in a restaurant and then just getting together and sharing a meal or having a cold beverage and talking about our businesses and getting to know one another better and building that networking environment.
Sure, and that's really what it's all about. It's all about building, building relationships, because we've found that in Las Vegas, if you're not building relationships, you're just kind of being a lone ranger there. It's really kind of tough.
It's who you know.
It really is. It's who you know.
There's a trust factor that has to be there in business, and people always ask me, "Do you know of a good?" Because they're afraid to just go into a list or a phone book and just draw a name and then suffer consequences, or it may be a good. They don't want to take that chance, so it's who you know.
That's right. So we're like the Angie's List of like the Northwest, right? Because we get phone calls all the time. Hey, who can come here? Who can do that? And so we really want to encourage you. And speaking about calling in, if you'd like to call into the show, you'd like to talk to Linda or I about anything business related, or you got something that's going on, you can call us at 702-382-0103, and we'd be happy to answer any questions you have. We've got some events that are going on in Las Vegas. We were talking about our event. Our event is called
Dash into Summer.
Dash into Summer Networking. Okay, and it's going to be over at the City Athletic Club, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're excited about
From
that.
6 to about 9 o'clock. It's an indoor-outdoor event that is themed on health, wealth, and business networking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there will be booths out there with things that you can actually purchase, or there will be some good food, veg or non-veg.
Yeah, veg or non-veg.
And just you can take a look at the City Athletic Club. There's going to be some contests, a band. Tobin Fiat has partnered with us, and they're going to bring a couple cool little Fiats out there to look at with some great gas mileage. So it's all about the green theme, being healthy, being a good steward of what we have and what we've been blessed with, and our bodies and our businesses and our money and all those things that we deal with in life.
Yeah, and it should be great. Like you said, we're going to have a band out there, and it's going to be all kinds of
Whatnots.
The Whatnots, yeah. So we know those boys over there, so it'll be fun to have that. We're partnering with the Asian Chamber of Commerce, and that's Dr. Terry Wong over there, and love those folks with the Asian Chamber of Commerce. And we're also teaming up with Yolanda Arteaga with FASA, YA Events. And so Yolanda's been doing a great job in the last number of years, sponsoring major events, a couple of times a month. Mm-hmm. So it just should be a great, great time. Speaking of networking events, I went to an event last night.
Oh, what was that?
That was Danny Vegas. Went to a Danny Vegas event. Many of you have heard about Brother Danny Vegas. He started probably just about 6 months before we did, back in 2010. And Danny does a thing like every week. So I went to one of his events last night and made some great contacts with some people. Mm-hmm. Watched the end of the Miami Orlando basketball game. No, it was Miami Boston game last night.
Okay.
And one of our sponsors, John Pennington, who has AA Printing, we sat there and talked and yelled and screamed, and he's
in between networking, of course.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the guys there, he says, well, what is this? Is this a networking event? I've never been to one. I said, we're watching the game right now, dude. It's like the last 2 minutes of the game. We're watching the game. Networking is you got to have some fun at these things. So that's what we did. We had some fun at the event, and Miami lost. And, John was very happy, and but nobody else was happy. So we were. It was a fun event though, and Danny wasn't very happy. No. Well, he was happy, but we were watching the game, and it was fun. So we had a good time. Hey, coming up Thursday, there's going to be another event, and it's called the Chocolate Blues, and it's going to start at about 2 o'clock. It's going to be at the Santa Fe station, and it should be a good event too.
So that's tomorrow, Thursday the 7th. It's coming up really quick.
Yeah, sure.
The Chocolate Blues events have been very popular. I've heard a lot of great feedback about those networking events, so that's something that you might want to check into.
Yeah.
Meet some great people out there.
That's it. And you've got something over there. Who is that?
I do. I have a gentleman, and he is the host of the Son, Brother, Husband, Father radio show.
Heard right here on the City FM.
That's right. It's a great show, and they're having their first annual Father's Day photo shoot. So happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there for this Sunday. Mm-hmm. But his event is on this Saturday, June 9th, at the Cambridge Community Center. That's at 3930 Cambridge Street. Mm-hmm. And what he's doing is he's doing some free Father's Day portraits.
Ooh.
So if you go down there between 10 a.m. and 4, you can bring your kids. Dad come along, and you get a free 4x6 professional portrait.
Oh, very cool.
So that was very nice. So you might want to check that out.
Well, that'll be good too. Now he's got a show here on the City FM,
yes.
And I hear he's got like 6,000 followers on Twitter.
Popular guy.
That's a popular guy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So so folks, make sure you get out to that event.
Yes.
Also tomorrow at about 6 o'clock, Charles and Candy Tremont are having an event over off of 6484 South Rainbow. It's called 3 Tomatoes and a Mozzarella. Mm. And so they're having an event over there. It's a meetup event. Charles and Candy are good folks. We actually met them a long time ago, and I think Candy was pregnant at the time or something like that.
Okay.
But we met them, and so they've got an event going on. It's a free business networking event. Should be very, very cool. Looking forward to that. And that's going to start at 6 o'clock. Also, there's some things going on a little later on in the month. They're going to have music camps and stuff like that. And let me tell you, there's a guy who's a part of our networking group. His name is Claude Borders, and he actually has an organization called the Ensemble Arts Academy.
Yes.
And so he's going to have something starting on the 11th, and it's at 9 a.m. It's a summer music day camp, and it's called Camp Rocks. And so he's been talking about this for the longest time. He's a great guy. He's really serving the community a lot. It's going to be over there, the Ensemble Arts Academy at 4040 North Tenaya Way. So you're looking forward to that. Should be a good event. And we just kind of want to remind you about our event once again.
Right.
And it's called
Dash into Summer.
Dash into Summer Networking. And it's going to be over at the City Athletic Club. And we're excited about that. Boy, it's going to be 20, 30 vendors, food trucks.
And they're going really fast, but there are some tables still available if a vendor wants to, get out there and get a table and get their stuff out there if they have some things to show.
Okay.
So, we're talking about a chamber and quite a few groups getting together on this, so it's going to be exposure for the business owner, to reach out even farther.
Sure. So I hear the tables are on special now.
Oh.
They're on special for the next couple of days.
Okay.
They're only $150.
Oh, they were $200.
They were $200.
So it's $50 off.
That's a great deal, and they can go and contact YA Events at yahoo.com, and they can talk to Yolanda, and she can give us some information on that. For any more information that you'd like on the Diversity Networking Group this week on DNG Radio, or Linda, or myself, you can go to www.diversitynetworkinggroup.com. You can find out more information on us and our group, and how to get involved with our networking group and everything else like that. We are Linda and Sherman Ray. This has been This Week on DNG Radio. We are the weekly call-in show, talking all about business and networking here in Las Vegas. We love Las Vegas, and so we're all about business and helping people out and moving them forward. We're on once a week at 10:30. We're on the City FM, so if you'd like to find out any more about the City FM, just go to thecityfm.com. You can find out more about this wonderful organization, and maybe even get your own show out here. So anyways, we'll be back next week on our regular scheduled time at 10:30. This has been This Week on DNG Radio, produced by the Diversity Networking Group. I'm Sherman, and this is Linda. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
And that's a wrap.